What's the best riddle you know? The maker doesn't want it, the buyer doesn't use it, and the user doesn't see it. What is it? My dad did this to me when I was 8. I don't know if it qualifies exactly as a riddle, but if I had figured it out I wouldn't have lost money. Dad? I bet you $1 I can jump higher than the house. Me. Gets excited, did we get a trampoline? This was still stupid logic, especially since we were in a 2-story, but child logic. Dad? No. I try to pick this apart for about 20 min, trying to figure out how he's tricking me before agreeing to the deal. Me. Okay, that's impossible. Deal. Dad stands up and just hops and sits back down. Me. You owe me $1. Dad? No, I jump higher than the house because houses can't jump. Gimme $1. He took my damn money too. There are 193 dead people in a cabin in the middle of the woods. There are no roads or trails leading to it. Everyone died at the same time. What happened? What is something you have and want to share, but when you share you don't have it anymore? 2 girls went to dinner together and both ordered iced tea. One girl drank 5 of them in about a minute and the other took her time drinking one. The girl who drank 1 died, while the girl who drank 5 survived. However, all of the drinks that were served turned out to contain poison. Why did the girl that drank more iced tea survive? I love knights and knaves riddles, one always lies, one always tells the truth, and someone took it to the absolute logical extreme with this one that combines about 60 different riddles into one insanely complex one. There are 3 men in front of you. One always lies, one always tells the truth, the third will randomly decide whether to lie or tell the truth when asked a question. None speak any known language and only answer yes or no questions with da or ja, but no one knows which means yes and which means no. You can ask each one question. How do you determine which is which? What 5-letter word can be pronounced the same if you take away 4 letters? Forgets every good riddle I have ever heard. I have 2 coins that add up to 30 cents. One of them isn't a nickel. What coins do I have? What's in my pocket? A man rides into town on Friday. 3 days later, he leaves on Friday. How does he do it? What gets bigger the more you take out? This belongs to you, but everyone else uses it. A box without hinges, key or lid, yet golden treasure inside is hid. A man lives on the 20th floor of his apartment building. Every day he uses the elevator to go down and go to work. When he comes home, he uses the same elevator but only goes up 15 floors and uses the stairs to walk the remaining 5 floors. Why does he do that? There are 2 men approaching each other as they walk down a street. One pauses and says to the other, "You look familiar, have we met before?" The man replies, "Not sure." "What do you do for a living?" When the first man names his profession, the other says that he does exactly the same thing. They exclaim, "Let's shake." And they depart. What is their profession? What begins with an E and ends with an E and has a letter in between? What hangs at a man's thigh and wants to be inside the hole it recognizes? Personally a big fan of the Sphinx's riddle. A lot of people know the answer and you can easily find it online, but in case you are interested. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? Edit. Original text. A man, but I would have also accepted a human. Voiceless it cries, wingless it flutters, toothless bite, mouthless it mutters. What has 4 letters, sometimes has 9 letters, but never has 5 letters? Here's one of my best. A man drives up to a green house in a silver car. The man in the car pays the man inside the house $200. Why? Answer. They're playing Monopoly. 3 friends are on a road trip and stop at a hotel for the night. The manager at the front desk tells them the room costs $30 per night, so each friend gives him $10. After they've gone to their rooms, the manager realizes he made a mistake and overcharged them for the room, so he sends the bill up to their room with the difference, which is $5. The friends realize there's no way to split $5 evenly 3 ways, so they each take $1 and tip the bill up $2. So, 3 friends each paid $9 for the room, plus a $2 tip to the bellop, adding up to $29. Where did the other dollar go? Answer: you don't add the $2 to $27 to get the $30 they originally paid. You subtract $2 from $27 to get $25, the actual cost of the room. Bonus riddle. You're in prison, and you've paid a guard to help you escape. One night, after dark, he takes you out to a yard surrounded by a fence. He points out a gate and says it's unlocked, but that it and the rest of the fence are electrified. He says he knows how to disable the electric fence by overloading the system, but he needs to be on the other side of the prison while doing it and won't be able to communicate with you. He tells you that, when he does it, you'll see the lights flicker, and exactly 45 seconds later, the fence will disable. You will have only a second or two before the backup generators kick in, so you have to exit the gate during that narrow window. You do not have a watch. What you do have is a lighter and 2 fuses which burn for exactly 1 minute each. They don't burn at a consistent rate, though, so you can just burn 3/4 of one. How do you use the 2 fuses to measure exactly 45 seconds? Answer: light both ends of one fuse and one end of the second fuse at the same time. The first fuse, since it's burning from both ends, will only burn for 30 seconds. At the end of the 30 seconds, light the other end of the second fuse. The first 30 seconds have already burned off, and the remaining half will burn at twice the rate, so it will burn in 15 additional seconds. Here's another even though I posted, I like riddles. A man is in his house, he hears a crash outside the house. He goes upstairs, turns on the light and kills himself. Why did he kill himself? Answer: he's in a lighthouse and is guilty for killing someone in a crash because he forgot to turn on the light. In the attic of a house, there is a light bulb. It is off. You're in the basement of this house. In the basement with you, there are 3 light switches, all in the down position. One of the switches operates the light bulb. The other 2 switches don't do anything. From the basement, you can't see the attic. How do you determine which switch operates the light bulb, with the restriction that you can leave the basement only one time? What's good looking and hangs up? Only works if you're on the phone and you hang up. What word is singular, becomes plural when you add an S, and becomes singular again when you add one more? A farmer buys 10 trees, he plants them in 5 rows of 4. How did he do it? Nothing hidden, like he had extra trees or he cut them in half. The info you're given is the info you work with. Sorry, every time I tell this people try to work their way around it. What's as big as a house, burns 20 liters of fuel every hour, puts out a shitload of smoke and noise, and cuts an apple into 3 pieces? A Soviet machine made to cut an apple into 4 pieces. This was a once famous riddle that dates back to the 1960s. Apparently only about 20% of adults could solve it, but about 70% of kindergarten-age children could answer it. The riddle goes: what is more powerful than God, more sinister than the devil? A rich man wants it, a poor man has it, and if you eat it, you will die. A man approaches another man he recognizes on the street. It's his old friend from mathematics class at university. They talk and begin to catch up. Do you have kids? Yes, 3. How old are they? The product of their ages is 36. I don't know their ages. The sum of their ages is the same as this building number here. I still don't know their ages. The oldest has red hair. Now the friend knows their ages. But how? A man lives in a concrete room. He has magical air to breathe and magical light to see. There are no doors, windows, or holes of any kind. There is nobody else in the room with him. He is not able to leave in any way. He is a normal man with no supernatural abilities. In the room with him is a bed and a calendar. Tell me, how does the man get his food, and how does the man get his water? Meat telling sand to think. What am I? One I saw on Colombo when I was a kid. You have 3 bags of gold coins, 2 of the bags have genuine gold coins in them, and 1 has counterfeits. A gold coin weighs 1 ounce, but a counterfeit weighs 1.1 ounces. You are allowed to make one weighting on the scale. How do you find out which bag has the fakes? Solution: take 1 coin from the first bag, 2 from the second, and 3 from the third, put them all on the scale, and if the weight is 6.1 ounces, the first bag has the fakes. 6.2 ounces and the second has them, 6.3, and it is the third. Edit. I guess this might be technically a puzzle? Why is a raven like a writing desk? What gets wetter as it dries? Something you buy but visitors use and you don't.